Happy Thursday feels like Friday to everyone out there. Welcome to another edition of the Disney Morning Show starring the one, the only Kyle Burbank,
Hello.
and the other one, third mini like me, Doobie Mosley. I'm the co-founder. He's the managing editor. And we're going to catch you up on what's going on in the world of Disney. And otherwise, it would be so much better if I had not closed all of the tabs I had open. That is so annoying.
That's okay. In the meantime, I can thank Roosevelt's for your sweatshirt.
Thank you very much for thanking Roosevelt's, and my tabs are now reopened, and I can do what I got to do. Go ahead, play that. And we're going to start the show the way we start every show. We're looking at the Disney stock price, which yesterday was at 114.24 after ascending quite a bit. Let's see how it's doing.
Let's see.
It is not ascending quite a bit, is it? Wow.
It's ascending today. It crashed lower than that yesterday.
Oh, so it's on the comeback. On the comeback trail. I suspect this has little to do with Disney and much to do with other stuff going on in.
They didn't cut rates enough. People thought it would be more. They cut rates, but I guess not enough. I don't know.
Finances are complicated. How dare
What?
It's so appropriately that you cut me off because I realized while I started talking that was not something I wanted to say on the air.
So. Oh, perfect. Well, then, you know what's not complicated? The weather.
Good morning and welcome to another LP Disney Weather Report. Christmas time is near. Time for toys and time for cheer. We've been good, but we can't last. Hurry Christmas, hurry fast. Want a plane that loops the loop. I want a hula hoop. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will hit 75 today with an evening low of 52. Walt Disney World will stay around 77 for much of the afternoon before cooling into the 60s after dark. Castaway Cay is sunny and 75 today, while Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point is expecting showers today. They won't arrive until guests have left for the day. Instead, any visitors will enjoy 79-degree weather that feels like 85. Disneyland Paris is mostly clear tonight with temps on the border of 40 degrees. Tokyo will see sunshine in the morning and break 50 degrees, although cloud cover will move in come afternoon. Shanghai will also be sunny tomorrow, but they'll stop shy of the 50-degree mark. Lastly, Hong Kong will hit 63 tomorrow with a light breeze.
I'm breezy.
And that will do it for another Disney weather update. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
This just in. Okay, this is just in. We got this a few days ago. But this is the poster for Superman. But the real excitement, not that we don't honor every poster with breaking news, the real excitement is the trailer dropped this morning for the new Superman. 3 hours ago, over 4 million views so far. And those numbers always, we're not going to listen or play the whole thing. But it's cool. Have you watched it yet, Kyle?
I did with the guitar cut. It's like Satriani or something doing the theme. Of course, we should say this is not Disney in the slightest.
Do we have to say that?
It's rival studio DC, but it's directed by James Gunn, who directed the Guardians of the Galaxy, as it mentions in the trailer. Then he was a turncoat, went to DC, and now he's made a Superman movie.
This has me so excited. I don't get excited over superhero movies very much anymore, but I don't know. The tone of this one is so right, other than the giant monsters and stuff, the CG overload. But the tone is very right. And as we will see in just a moment, I'm going to let it run long enough for us to see the most exciting part of this edition of Superman. It's coming. Are you excited at all for this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen any of the DCE. I guess this isn't DC. I think the DCEU is dead, and this is just the DCU.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Superman gave a whistle.
Give a little whistle. Give a little whistle.
Coming to his rescue in the snow.
A puppy.
Crypto. How adorable is that? So,
Benji, I'm sure, loves the CGI dog.
So we are excited, or we as in me, excited for Superman. Is this the 8th? See, I don't know if it's an origin story, actually. I don't know what it is, but I love origin story. I don't care that they keep redoing origin stories. The origin stories are always the best, almost always the best versions. Just keep doing it over and over again. Perfectly happy with that. All right, let's move on.
Doopy's wrong about everything, isn't he? It's amazing.
That was mean, Kyle. All right, let's move on to some Disney.
Yep, you're up.
Yeah, I know. I'm still reeling from that insult. It hurts so much. It is Mufasa Day.
I always wanted a brother.
So we're going to start with a look at a new backstage. I don't know why they call it backstage, but a new backstage music video that introduces us to one of the new tunes from Mufasa, I Always Wanted a Brother. And it shows Lin-Manuel Miranda, the songwriter, and some other cast members walking around and singing a song. So kind of fun. And that's because Mufasa officially comes out tomorrow, which means it officially comes out tonight with those preview screenings. So let's get to some more Mufasa talk. It's always exciting when a brand new movie comes out. Can't ignore it. First of all, let's take a look at the Rotten Tomatoes score for Mufasa. How excited are the critics? Not very.
Oh no, it's fallen to rotten.
It is 59%. It is rotten. Rotten's a complicated formula, but I think one of the requisites is 60%.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it's beyond that. But anyway, it's only 59%. It's kind of rotten. Critical consensus: Barry Jenkins' deft hand and Lin-Manuel Miranda's music go some ways towards squaring the circle of life. Squaring the circle of life in Mufasa. That is not a good one. But this fitfully soulful story is ill-served by its impersonal, photorealistic animation style. They're just going to keep going back to this animation.
That's the same joke Tony made.
Squaring the circle of life?
No, I just can't wait to be a brother.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's what the critics have to say about Mufasa. Now, it is coming out this weekend, as I said. Its major competition is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I mean, along with the returning stuff. So, yeah, there's lots of family fare. That's not going to fare well for it, I don't think.
So, we're going to give our predictions for the box office. The first time we're doing this, but not the last.
We talking total or just the weekend?
For the weekend.
Okay.
So basically from whenever it's released through Sunday. For some context, Moana 2 on a 5-day release did 225. Inside Out 2 did 154. The Lion King live action did 191. Again, this is going up against Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So I want to know a couple of things. How much do you predict it will make? Where will it rank for the weekend? And assuming you don't rank it number 1, will it rank higher than Moana 2 for the weekend? So you go first.
Wow, that's lots of questions. I'm going to say 45 million.
All right.
I'm going to say number 2. And that would be above Moana. I think Sonic will be 1.
You think Sonic's number 1. All right. So I went to my, I cheated. I asked Cole.
Chatty?
No, Cole.
Oh, Cole. Oh. That's
So
second best if I'm Chatty.
And he told me he expects it to do between 40 and 50, which is what the industry predicts. I think we're going to get a surprise here. I'm going to go 55 million. I think it's going to finish number 1. And It's going to shock the world. Disney's on a huge roll. If you got a prediction out there, let us know what it is. We'll mark it down, and we'll come back on Monday and let you know how right Doobie was. I had to make sure I didn't go. All right, so moving on from Mufasa, go see it. At least almost 60% of critics say it's worth seeing. So
the box office tracking puts it at around 50 million. And speaking of tracks,
such an expert at this. The Disneyland Railroad is going down for refurb on January 13th for a few weeks for some track replacement. It will reopen in the spring, which will have it open in time for Disneyland's 70th anniversary. You can't have those opening day attractions closed for the 70th. Disney says that teams working on the project made considerable progress during the previous attraction downtime last fall, leading them to expedite the refurbishment timeline due to recent advancements that will also minimize the attraction's downtime, aka they are now using Chatty, is my guess.
ChatGPT can lay railroad track.
I'm on AI TikTok these days, and there's some interesting stuff happening in the AI realm.
Pretty sure AI TikTok is the end of the world.
I mean,
the combination there.
There are very intelligent people who understand AI who make TikTok videos on the regular. And
is AI writing a new TikTok for when TikTok gets
Probably. I mean, literally, probably. But they are showing up in my feed, and their insights into what's going on in the world of AI I can't vouch for how valuable they are or how accurate they are, but they are certainly very interesting. Not terrifying, not yet, but things are moving at a rapid clip, a high rate of speed. And this time I mean that literally.
Okay.
They are accelerating.
Well, if you're going to be staying at home on Christmas Day, Disney Plus has plenty of stuff for you to watch. There'll be 5 NBA games that are going to be available to subscribers. And that include, or in addition to those 5, you also have the Dunk the Halls alt cast with Mickey and Minnie. That's the Spurs versus the Knicks in animated form, kind of like we've seen with the NFL games and the hockey games. On top of that, you got Doctor Who's Christmas special, Joy to the World, coming that day. The 5th episode of Skeleton Crew happens to arrive on that day, as does the 4th episode of Marvel's What If. Those are going to be 8 consecutive days, and so this happens to be one of them. And then, of course, you'll get the annual Disney Parks Christmas Day Parade, in addition to all the holiday classics, including Die Hard. Disney's planting their flag. They're choosing a side there. So yeah, lots of stuff you can check out on Disney Plus, or, you know, as I know from working in a movie theater for a long time, people went to the movies. So maybe you go see Mufasa or Moana or something like that.
I saw Home Alone on Christmas Day in the Valley. Very happy about that. What is the Christmas Day tradition in the Burbank household?
We haven't really established one yet. I mean, it's only been 10 years that we've been married.
I know. Like, how long have you been married?
Well, last year we were in Florida, of all places, with my dad. But now we have a house, we have the dog, so we put up some stockings. We're building our own tradition now that it feels more like we have a family and a permanent location.
Aw, that's sweet. We have none. We don't celebrate Christmas. All right.
What are your Hanukkah traditions, Doobie?
We light the candle every night. Or Gideon lighting these days? Yeah, he's doing the lighting. He gets excited for it. It's really nice. He gets excited for it.
Gets to play with matches. It's very exciting.
And then usually on whatever the Friday night is, which I think on this year is the 30th, 27th, we go over to our boss's house and have a Hanukkah dinner with them, which is kind of nice. That's about it. So, but Friday night I'm going to a Christmas party for my UJAM crew, our fourth annual UJAM Christmas party. Looking forward to that. All right, moving on. Disney's Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. They put the whole thing here in the title. They're doing a behind-the-scenes special on the magic of it, the creation of it. They did this a few years ago, last year, for the Disney Wish. I guess it was just last year for the Disney Wish, as it made its debut, and that was actually really, really interesting, seeing some of the behind-the-scenes of creating that ship, especially with COVID going on during the creation. That was a really well done special. So that same crew, Nat Geo, is doing another one, this time looking at Disney's newest island destination, Disney's Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. The Wish took a lot of heat. So has this location. So I'm interested on the behind-the-scenes creation. I suspect it's going to shed some light on some of the decisions that were made and probably make it a much more likable place when you hear more about that. This is coming January 17th at 10 p.m. on Nat Geo. And then a month later on February 17th, it'll be on Disney Plus and Hulu. And if you want to see Lighthouse Point for yourself, Kyle, what should they do?
They should book through Mousefan Travel, /Laughing Place, indeed. That can help you with everything you need. And I also want to note that this special, just immediately preceding it, will be a 15-minute workout video that you can get into the mood for the island.
I'm very curious how they address the bridge. I like that in our article for this, we include an embed of our 30-minute walking tour around the island, which I presume just meant getting from the ship to the tram.
No, that's a separate video. That's a 15-minute separate video, which we also could have included, but figured you should look at the
No, this is the better one. But I presume they will address the bridge, the walk, and why it is that way. And that will be interesting. Doobie channeling Rent. I highly doubt that. I wish I knew what you meant, Tony. Okay, your turn.
525,600 minutes. Bluey led the pack, if you can believe it. This is they looked at the most watched series for preschoolers, and of course Bluey is on the top because Bluey is also the top streaming show period in 2024, and this was kind of mind-blowing. Through November, it had 50.5 billion minutes, speaking about channeling Rent, in the United States alone. 50.5 billion minutes watched of Bluey, and they're 7-minute episodes. So think about how that breaks down. But Disney did have some other.
Did you say in the United States?
That's just in the United States.
How much was that again?
50.5 billion.
Wow.
Some other top watched other shows in the top 10 for preschool specifically were Spidey and His Amazing Friends. It was in 3rd place. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was in 6th place, and Super Kitties was at number 10.
50.5 billion. You said they're 7-minute episodes, right?
Yeah, 7. They're well, except for the mini-sodes are shorter, and the one episode was longer.
So 7 billion divided by the number of people in the U.S. That means, on average, each person in the U.S. watched 20 episodes of Bluey.
Which really, it's just parents watching them 50 times.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we light our candles. Yeah, I've never seen Rent. I can't.
No, I don't like Rent.
I know one song from Rent, and I thought, hey, maybe I'll like this musical. And someone said, no, you're not going to like it. So I left it at that. But I do love that song. I love that song. Let's see. We have the complete lineup revealed for Ducks Day. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks come to Disney and Disneyland Resort and celebrate. And we now know what's going to be going on. This is on January 24th, a tradition that goes back to 2018. The fan headquarters will be in the Hyperion Courtyard, where you can test your own skills with the hockey stick. And there'll also be some photo ops. They're going to take over Hollywoodland with Duck Core. Get it? Core, Duck Core. And themed snacks. They're going to have a cavalcade featuring some of the players. You get to meet Wild Wing, which is probably the highlight. Draw ducks at Animation Academy. Tony, what do you think of your place being used for drawing ducks? And then meet and greet some of the players and even more. So January 24th. Get your reservation for Ducks Day. Celebrate the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, which are no longer owned by Disney, but they still support the name.
And I've had my share of bad reviews. I still remember my first good one, though. Everything else in this production of Our Town was simply terrible. Joey Tribbiani was abysmal.
And speaking of abysmal, we have a review of Nat Geo's, this is not abysmal, Lost Treasures of the Bible. This is a review done by Max Farber. Did I get that right? Is it Faber, right? It's not Farber.
Maxon Faber.
It is Faber. Okay. I don't see. Did he ever go by Max?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's Faber, not Farber. I don't know why I put an R in there. Review National Geographic's Lost Treasures of the Bible immerses viewers into the ancient history of the world's oldest stories. Subhead. The new series premieres on December 19th on Nat Geo. So this is coming December 19th on Nat Geo. And
that's today.
It is summarized as Lost Treasures of the Bible is a Nat Geo series that explores ancient biblical stories through archaeology and CGI reconstructions, bringing new insights into events like Noah's Ark and the Tower of Babel and the Exodus. The series effectively humanizes biblical tales and presents the Bible as a historical document, making it both educational and engaging. However, some graphic depictions of war and destruction might not be suitable for younger viewers. With this blend of history and storytelling, the series is a fascinating watch, estimated rating 8 out of 10. This does sound quite interesting to me. And I did look at his review, and it is interesting that there apparently is a lot of violence in it. And it makes sense. There's a lot of violence in the Bible, but you don't usually get to see it depicted very graphically. So I'm interested to see what this looks like.
Definitely not in that Mel Gibson movie.
Sometimes it is. But, when you think of the old Bible stories, those are so often told for a family audience or a younger audience, even though there's some brutal stuff in there. So curious about this. Thank you, Maxon, for checking that out.
And the rest.
So we got some news about the next Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie. Is this title right? I don't know. Hold on, I have to check something now. Okay. Anyway, we got news that these two guys, Bob Persichetti and Justin K. Thompson, will be directing Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is the next one. I didn't know that they weren't working on this. I figured since they had the first one that the second one was coming out soon. But these guys are no strangers to the franchise. Bob was one of the directors on Into the Spider-Verse, and Justin was on Across the Spider-Verse. And I didn't realize, I was under the impression that that the two guys from Lego Movie directed both of those movies, and that's not true. They wrote them and produced them, but they weren't actually directing them. Animation's weird.
Over at Disney Springs at Walt Disney World Resort, the Chicken Guy. Apparently, when this place opened, lack of seating was an issue. They are taking steps to address that. So they've added a new shaded outdoor eating location, and you can see that here. Very popular Chicken Guy restaurant, opened in 2018 by the famous chef Guy Fieri. Are you a Guy Fieri thumbs up or thumbs down guy?
I mean, I like his restaurants and stuff.
His shtick.
His shtick. I mean, it's okay. Have you ever seen that stand-up about the guy defending him?
No.
Okay, I won't quote it, but I'll send it to you. It's pretty funny, but just saying like, hey, Guy Fieri does a lot of good stuff. He helps small businesses, and y'all, because he has frosted tips, you think you have to hate him?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the extent of it. Well, actually, what really bothers me is the glasses on the back of the head.
Yeah, that's stupid.
There are few things I hate more than people who put the glasses on the back of the head.
And I don't know about donkey sauce. I'm not on board with that.
Okay, let's move on.
Yep. So we talked about the Disney. We got a bunch of merchandise to talk about, but we talked about the 2025 merchandise coming to the parks and on Disney Store. And there's also some pass holder exclusives. So it follows the same sort of aesthetic. You see the same 2025 logo. That's got Cinderella Castle, some cool fireworks, but it says pass holder. So if you want to show off and show everybody that you are a Walt Disney World pass holder, you can get exclusive items around.
I personally tried to hide it. I try to hide that when I visit the parks. But if you want to show it off, go for it.
Yeah. And this is a new Hot Toys that's coming. It should be going on pre-sale in about 8 minutes. This is from Solo: A Star Wars Story. It's the Range Trooper. And if you're not familiar with Hot Toys, ultra high end, probably looking at hundreds of dollars for this. And I also don't know when the release date is, but they usually take quite a while. But yeah, if you're interested, like I said, head over to Hot Toys in the next few minutes when pre-orders open for that.
I'm disappointed that he does not have eyes that can be independently positioned.
Yeah. Or maybe you're glad, because that would worry you. We got some new Geeky Tikis. These are kind of fun sets because you get a large one and a small one. This is their Sidekick collection. So we have a few different ones. We have Pooh and Piglet, Pinocchio and Jiminy, Dumbo and Timothy, Peter and Tink, and then perhaps the most interesting one to me, Baloo is the big one, Mowgli is the little one, which I guess is accurate in terms of size, but I guess Mowgli as a sidekick has me scratching my head a little bit. But these are sets. They come together, and they're about $45 each. And then, lastly, we have one more in this merch roundup. This, as I like to call it, a mini barely. Retro style T-shirts at Disney Springs. These were
Barely.
Barely. All right, new segment.
We need a bumper.
Found these at the Disney Vault section of the Marketplace Co-op in Disney Springs. So you have one of the gang in front of Cinderella Castle, which is pretty cool. Goofy and a pennant, kind of a sports theme there. Everyone's favorite rare character, Orange Bird.
Kyle hates Orange Bird.
And then lastly, Figment. Same sort of, I call it like a varsity logo, that sort of sports thing. So yeah, you can find these over at the Vault area of the Co-op in town. No, what is that part called?
Disney Springs?
Yeah, Disney Springs, but the
that part.
Marketplace,
There you go.
I think.
I believe you're correct. And finally, at the saga of the transformation of the Studios Park in Paris continues. Now we are looking at some of the landscaping coming to Adventure Way. Adventure Way at the soon-to-be renamed Disney Adventure World in Disneyland Paris is developing themed gardens with tree plantings for a vibrant entrance to the second park. There's a look at that beautiful, vibrant entrance. And recently, the WDI Paris team. What's so funny?
The concept art versus reality. I know it's under construction, but there's like purple, beautiful. It's like gray Paris sky and a tree hanging from a crane.
Well, we really should illustrate that better. So, concept art, reality. All right, the team in Paris responsible for landscaping celebrated a major milestone with the installation of the tallest tree in the expansion at nearly 16 meters tall, which I believe works out to about 16 times 3.3 feet tall in American.
In American, yes.
In American, yes.
We can't be bothered to use the metric system.
One thing I will never understand is why when you look at an upcoming video on YouTube, it makes the thumbnail so jaggy. Anyway, Who's the Boss is coming up later on this channel, already scheduled. Was scheduled before this was scheduled. Way to go, Mike. That is today at 5 p.m. They're going to be talking about the 4th episode of Skeleton Crew with first-time guest and newest LP contributor, Eric Goldman of Laughing Place, and he also writes for IGN.
That's a real site.
That's a real site. So yeah, join Eric and Mike as they discuss Skeleton Crew episode 4. And speaking of Barely, the Barely Necessities roundup for their Tuesday episode is now out there. So if you want to make sure you get linked to everything that they discussed, you can go check that out. That's on Barely Necessities. And finally, we have the latest Legend Spotlight from Jim Smith, who is doing a wonderful series there. This one is taking a look at one of the most famous Disney legends of all time, one of the greatest animators, Ward Kimball. That's a quirky guy. So check that out on LP, where we cover it all.
The fun stuff.
It is a happy, happy day when Defunctland has a new video. I got home yesterday and Gideon literally came running out to me with excitement to let me know that Defunctland's latest video, Disney Animatronics: A Living History Part 1, coming in at 1 hour and 45 minutes, is now out. So it is our plan to watch that this weekend. Defunctland makes some incredible theme park-related documentaries, including the greatest of all time, The History of Fast Pass. This truly is a big deal, and cannot wait to check out Disney's Animatronics: A Living History. All right, we've reached the portion of the show where the person who prepped this episode tests the person who did not prep this episode. It was my day to prep, so I will test Kyle on what happened on this day in history. On this day in 1925, someone was born. A tunesmith whose craft was divine, penned melodies with the sweet rhyme. From the parks to the screen, his work set the scene, creating magic that stands the test of time.
Is that one of the Shermans?
It is one of the Shermans. I won't knock you down for that. It is Robert Sherman. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to the late Robert Sherman, most known for his work in Beverly Hills Cop 3. All right. On this day in 1962, a movie came out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Quest through the wild they did roam, from mountains to oceans white foam, with courage and cheer and a map to steer, they sought for a castaway's home.
Swiss Family Robinson?
It's almost a distinction without a difference. In Search of the Castaways. The name may have helped. Dick Van Dyke had a birthday last week, Fred Ramirez. What was it, 90 what? Do you remember?
5? 9. No, maybe 9.
I think it may have been. That intro to Defunctland looked like the Wile E. Coyote in his flying suit in Gee Whiz. That would be a fun watch along. One of those Defunctlands would be a fun watch along sometime. All right, we have another birthday, 1980. I'll give you a hint. He's really only got one major Disney credit, and that credit is talked about in this limerick. 1980. As a prince in the sands he did stand, with the danger of time in his hand. In adventure so grand, through a perilous land, he brought the magic to Disney's wide brand.
Is that Jake Gyllenhaal?
It is. Is it legal for a limerick to have all the lines rhyme?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's allowed, but that's what we got here.
Yeah, from the box office sensation, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time.
I have a special place in my heart for this movie, which is why I included that. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
He's also the inspiration for one of the biggest hits of the year, the all too well 10-minute version from Taylor Swift.
You're speaking a foreign language. All right, one more. 2018, a movie. Magic reappears. Umbrella rides the cold breeze. Hope lights London streets.
Wow.
Oh, with the haiku this time.
I was gonna say, that would be Mary Poppins Returns.
That would be Mary Poppins Return. I believe Kyle was 4 for 4 today. Way to go.
Thank you. Speaking of Shermans, how appropriate.
3.5. I'll give you In Search of the Castaways. Yeah, another Sherman Brothers ish entry there. Did they do the music for In Search of the Castaways? I bet they did. Let me know, Kyle. No, let me know, Tony. Kyle's busy. All right.
Football?
Mm-hmm.
Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da.
Okay. Did not know we had a music change on that.
Nope.
We'll let you know. I only
do that 5 minutes before air.
I only got it out of the left ear, so get that fixed. But that was well done. I wholeheartedly approve that.
Thank
you. Okay, let's go
the
down
Fox
the line.
theme, not the Monday Night Football, but that's the more iconic one in my opinion.
It is. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. All right, we're going to go down our picks. I am 8 games behind Kyle? Yes. Still got time. 2 weeks, 3 weeks to go. There's time. Broncos, Chargers.
I'm going to choose. I want the Broncos to win, so I'll go with the Broncos.
Okay, this is my chance to grab one on you.
Yeah, but I want the Broncos to win. They're close to the playoffs.
Texans, Chiefs. You're going to pick the Chiefs.
I'm going to choose the Chiefs, even though they'll probably lose. They got to lose sometime, especially if Mahomes. I mean, they got so many games. They have 3 games in.
Mahomes is a little iffy, too. Steelers,
Ravens. Last time he hurt his ankle, he won a Super Bowl, so I think he's probably okay.
But this is a less important game. I don't think he's going to give it his all.
Yeah. Ravens.
That's a safe bet. Giants, Falcons.
Falcons.
New quarterback for the Falcons?
Yeah. Forgot about that, but yeah, we'll see.
Giants have no quarterback. Patriots, Bills. You pick the Bills, obviously. Bears, Lions. I think we know we're both going Lions.
Yes.
Browns, Bengals.
Bengals.
Burrow caught in some lip reading last week. Did you see that?
The John Boy thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Titans and
Colts.
Embarrassing.
Colts.
He's got a mouth that would make Madame Leota blush. Colts.
I'm sure he's the only football player. I always love the NBA, the NFL does those mic'd up things, and they always censor it, but then they have the caption and they just cut they don't say the blank. They just act like it was never said. They just took a pause before saying the next word.
Kirk Cousins had the clean mouth. Rams, Jets.
Rams.
I think the Jets.
I don't know why I had to think about that.
I've been watching off and on, I've been watching the new Aaron Rodgers documentary. It's described as, whether you love him or hate him, this documentary will reinforce your opinion. And I am ambivalent on him and continue to be. Eagles, Commanders.
Eagles.
I'm going Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, I'm changing. Commanders. Cardinals, Panthers.
Cardinals.
Panthers are this week will either bring us back together or completely separate us.
Yeah.
Vikings, Seahawks.
Vikes.
I'm switching again. Seahawks. Jaguars, Raiders.
I mean, I bet against the Jags last time and I lost, so I guess I'll go with the Jags.
Me too. 49ers, Dolphins. 2 bad teams that were supposed to be good. I'm going Dolphins. Bucks, Cowboys.
I'll take the Bucks.
I'll take the Cowboys.
You should you should hope for the Bucks, but root for the Cowboys.
It's a win-win. And finally, the mighty Saints versus the mighty Packers.
Go Pack, go.
That seems good. All right, we've got a lot of differences this week. Looking forward to how that turns out. We will look back at this on Monday, but tomorrow we will be back with our final show of the week. Don't forget that today at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we've got a live recording of Who's the Boss with Mike Celestino and his first-time guest, Eric Goldman, who I just am so afraid of saying Goldberg that I freeze. But Eric Goldman of IGN and Laughing Place. We'll be talking to him about the 4th episode of Skeleton crew of 4. Anything else you want to bring up before we say bye-bye today, Kyle?
Let me double check the parks blog, see if anything is happening.
Ooh, Searchlight Pictures. I can't even say the title on our show. That's not good.
Night female dog.
Yeah, that female dog.
Nothing on the parks blog. Believe it or not, it's pretty slow around here.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know. Who knew this time of year? Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. to close out the week. It's been fun. Talk to you later, everybody.
Bye.